The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everyone. This is Nagarajan from openmentor.net. Is my voice clear to you all? Can you please raise the hands? Okay, great. Okay, I just created a notepad window. I'm just having a plain notepad window. Okay, good. Let us get started. I could see many hands raising. We are going to talk about Visio. Visio as a product. One of the important features that every company looks at is visual effects. Okay, when we have visual effects, whether it is a requirements or a design, right, or an architecture, everywhere a diagram can tell more than words. This is one of the proven facts in terms of any education or any design. But creating a diagram, right? Creating a diagram. You need not be an artist. In fact, we don't want to become an artist. But still, I should be in a position to draw very good diagrams which are appealing to my management and to my customers. How to make that happen? Make it simple and make it elegant. One of the primary factors of Visio is this. Create diagrams on the fly. Make it extremely simple, make it extremely appealing, and which can be used as a design and which can be conveyed to your customers, and at the same time your end users, and at the same time your team members. This is the main purpose of Visio. Using Visio, right, we can do a lot of diagrams. But our focus today is going to be flowchart. And tomorrow we are going to talk about UI design, user interface design. Then day after tomorrow we are going to talk about architecture diagrams. I could see new people joining this the last 2-3 minutes. Is my voice clear to all the people? Can you please raise the hands? Okay, very good. Now, let us get started with this, okay? I'm going to start the Visio product itself, okay? Visio product, it is part of Microsoft Office, okay? It is part of Microsoft Office. Once you install Visio, this normally does not come along with MS Office. Free home edition or professional edition. You have to buy Visio separately. Pretty much you buy MS Project separately. You have to buy Visio also buy separately. Now, I'm just trying to start Visio. And this is where we are, okay? I just maximized this one. You could see a whole lot of diagrams on the left hand side. Block diagram, brainstorming diagram, building plan, right? If you look at building, it addresses civil engineering. Electrical engineering, it helps. Mechanical engineering, it helps. Process engineering, right? Organization chart, which are which are going to help your HR. Every other thing like network diagrams, software, it helps software a lot more. Any industry can use block diagrams, which are like a functional integration, like for analysis, right? So this Visio is one of the very, very, very powerful tools that you can think of which our aim today is to have flow chart. I click on this flow chart, right? Now, the moment you do this flow chart, you could see, I just made a double click. Exactly like your MS PowerPoint and other stuff, it is showing the template. Everywhere you will see metric and then US units. Like you will see two different kind of measurements, metric system and US, because in many places this foot-pound system is still used. Instead of kilometers, they will use mile. Same way, instead of measuring in liters, they will measure in gallon. So metric units are different from that of US units. Again, conceptually both are same in terms of the diagrams. Only the units of measurement will make a change. The very first step, I am trying to take a basic flow chart. I click on that. I click on the basic flow chart, okay. Now I just say click, this is a warning diagram. What you will see here is like a paper kind of a thing, like a grid. You are seeing a grid over here. And you will see basic flowchart shapes. And here you are seeing arrow shapes, right? Then what are the backgrounds and the borders and titles. Now I'm taking basic flowchart. Okay. If you click over here, again, if you go to new, the same thing that you can do. You can go to new and you can choose whichever diagram that you want to do. I clicked flowchart. Within that I clicked basic flowchart, right? So you can go to new and then you can choose what type of diagram you want. Okay. Once that is done, you will get a blank or empty flowchart. Right now it is showing 42%. Suppose I make display 60%, it is showing it in a bigger way. Here, this is the area in which you are going to draw diagrams. This is the very first step. A flow chart is nothing but diagrammatic representation of step-by-step events. The very first, you will see something like shapes and descriptions here. As we go along with that, we will try to explain it. Terminator, okay. I want to get the shape over here, drag and drop, okay. I just dragged and dropped from here on the paper. Now I can increase the width and increase the height. Just once you click on it, it will show you the corners with green buttons. Then you can expand, okay. I can expand like this or contract like this. I can increase the width and the height, right? A terminator is always the starting and stopping point. Always the flowcharts used to have termination, start and stop. Once you put the diagram, right, if you double click, if you make a double click, it will open up the cursor to edit. Okay, I say start. I just typed start. Now you could see the moment you edit and then put a click on it, it goes back to the diagram mode. Now if you want to make it slightly bigger, I am making it as 75%. Okay. Now within this start also, now I double click, it opens up in edit mode, right? Then you can always do, okay, right click, what is the format text, exactly like in your Word. You can highlight it and then format the text. This is the Arial. Now I'm making it as 10 point. Click OK. You make a click. Now it is visible. Exactly like MS Word or MS Excel. The formatting of the font, etc., will be happening. Towards the end, I should have a stop also. Okay. To do that, terminator. Terminator is the one. Now, just watch. I am just dragging this over here. The moment I go over here, you could see a black line appearing at the center. Just watch very carefully. You could see a black line appearing over there in a dark way to indicate that you are centered. Right? To make both of them centered, it shows that line. Okay. Now I just increase the width and the size. Now I double click, it opens up in the text mode. I say stop. I click, it comes back. All I did is represent start and stop, right? Someone has asked a question, is this available Open Mentor as a recorded webinar? Right now only I am recording this webinar. We'll be uploading it after we do that. Okay. Let us take a simple exercise. I am writing a program. Where do we use? In fact, one person has asked a question, where is this flow chart used? Very good question. I'm just opening the notepad. Where is the flow chart used? The answer is very simple. Whenever you want to explain logic, that too step by step. If you have seen any manufacturing company or a service station, how the vehicle enters, how the vehicle goes, who does what job, you will see a flow chart. A flow chart is, it's also known as SOP, Standard Operating Procedure. SOP meaning many people have been given instructions that this is the way in which they have to work. After this step, you have to do this step. At this step, you should consult your manager. At this step, you should verify with this particular person. It's all neatly documented, given to many people. You might have seen this in manufacturing companies. It's not necessarily manufacturing companies. Anywhere you are going step-by-step logic, you can use flowchart. In any case, always there is an input. Then after that there is a process, then there is an output. This is a fundamental thing in any science or mathematics. Input, process, output, right? Whether it is a digestive system, whether it's a respiratory system, whether it's a software system, whether it is a mechanical engineering system, this concept doesn't change. Input, process, output. In this thing, within the process, right? You can make decisions. The process will include decisions, repetitions, lot of things, right? Searching, sorting, printing, right? The output will be in the printing board, right? All these actions, inputting, outputting, processing, decision making, repeating, searching, sorting, all these things can be written in terms of text. At the same time, all these things can be drawn. Then why specifically flowchart? The reason is flowchart symbols, okay? Flowchart symbols are universally understood. They are standardized. A stop symbol, right? No entry board, right? All these things are quite understood all over the world. They are universal symbols, like a restroom symbol, men, women kind of a symbols, right? One way, traffic signals, red, amber, green. Same way, flowchart symbols are also universally understood. So it is very easy for anybody to understand the flowchart. That is why it is a convention all over the industry to use flowcharts. Is this clear to you all? Creating a new diagram, dragging and dropping, start and stop. Very fundamental, rudimentary, trivial step. Can you please raise the hands if it is clear to you? Good, good, good. Okay. Let us continue. The next step, I am taking a very simple approach. Get the input from the user, get a number from the user, print the square of it. This is a very simple logic I am taking. Okay. If you go over here, input, the moment I said input, there is something called a manual input. You could see a symbol over here. This is a manual symbol. I also said print it, right? Output, display on the screen. There are two symbols already written. Right? Get the input from the user. Use this symbol, okay? Manual input, okay? Because anywhere you have to use the input, you have to say manual input. And how do I put a description? Drag the symbol, double click, okay? Get the number from the user. This is one step. What is the next step? Calculate the square of it. Any process, if you want to do it, you could see a rectangle, okay? Any process you want to do it, that's a rectangle. Just take it, drag and drop over here, okay? Drag and drop. Now I say double click, calculate the square, store it in variable C. Okay, say yes. Okay, I have done the calculation. What is after that? Then I said print it, display, right? To do that, display. Take that symbol, make it over there, right? Then I say double click, display value of yes. There are 5 distinct steps. Start the program, get the number from the user, calculate the square, display the value, then stop. Right? Now, these are all individual blocks with some text on it. But now I want to say, from start, do this as a next step. From here, do this as a next step. From here, do this as the next step. That is where I want to draw. Okay? I want to draw, okay, do this. Basically, it's a connector. Okay? There's a connector. Either you can use these arrow shapes like this, okay? There are predefined arrows. Right now, you can also search. If you simply say arrow or say line, okay? If you use arrow, you can also use line. Let me close this search. I'm saying line. Search for line. It will show, it will search for some time. Within Visio, a lot of shapes are available. You don't have to retry anything. You don't have to reinvent. A lot of shapes are already available. Okay. Yes, it is asking. There are a lot of results showing. Do you want to see? Okay. Now, it is showing a variety of lines. Okay. It takes some time to load for the very first time. I am loading it for the very first time. Let it load. In the meantime, one person has asked, what is the advantage of Visio? The very first and only one advantage is it is very clear. A diagrammatic representation is always better than a text. That is the best advantage of Visio. Now, if you go here, there are multiple shapes of lines, dotted lines, and then with arrow at the center, with arrow at the end, right? Now, I am taking this arrow. Just watch. I am taking this arrow, I am dropping it over here. The arrow is just lying over here. Just watch. Now, I want to take this arrow this end to this place and this end to this place. Drag the arrow here, then simply drag that end. Now, if you see, automatically that red symbol comes. Now, that end, I am keeping the mouse down. Just watch. Till then, there is no red mark appearing on the tip. The moment I go and then join the center of another line, it shows the red symbol. That means I have connected start to this, go from this step to this step. Same way, I can take this arrow once again, take this end, drag and drop, take this end, drag and drop. Now I could see a slight slanting stuff over here. If you want to move, I want to align it, right? If you want to align it, select that. Don't do double click, just make a single click. It appears over there with the edges shown in bullets. Press shift arrow, then move the left arrow. If you press the shift arrow and then move the left arrow, right, it moves very slowly. Now it is perfectly aligned, right? To align only, it is showing the dotted lines over here. Now I have aligned this. Now I take the arrow once again. This is this, and this end goes to this place. Now also I see alignment issue. Press the shift button, use the left arrow or right arrow button to align it properly. Take the arrow once again, then it is that place and it is this place. Align it slowly towards the center. Now you could see it is perfectly aligned, right? Again, if you want to move up, you can press up arrow, shift and then up arrow. You could see the diagrams automatically, the arrow size, length, everything is adjusting, right? And the interesting feature over here in Visio is, right, the representation, right? Start, get the number from the user, calculate, display, stop. I can as well write. People can say, I can as well write this and then do it. More people are attracted and then very quickly it is clear to the people when you see a diagram rather than text. Text is easy to type, diagram is hard to draw, but I am not paying a lot of attention to drawing now. Just drag and drop, resize. My actions are so easy. Drag and drop the shape, resize it, right, and align it. Very simple. Double click, you can write the text. The simplicity in using this software is the success, right? Someone has asked the question, these symbols are available in MS Word itself and Excel also. Why should we go for Visio? The advantage here, the ease of use. Look at this, the way it is represented. The number of shapes are much more. In Word, you have got only basic flowcharts, but this alignment kind of this, right? Automatically drawing, and then the moment I take an arrow, right? I take the arrow over here and I move that. Automatically it shows the red symbol. That means I am connecting to that. Automatically it's showing that red symbol, right? So the simplicity and then more shapes. Someone is asking, is there any competing tools to Visio? There are a lot of competing tools to Visio already available in open source as well as in freeware also, but that is not our focus as of now, right? Our focus is only Visio at this point of time. Now, someone has asked one more question. I write something in Visio, I draw this. Can it give me a programming language code from the flowchart? Even I am also looking for that. There are software, but they are all very costly. Draw the flowchart, click one button, generate code in Java. It should give me Java code. Maybe in another 1 or 2 years it will be available pretty soon in the market, but as of now I am not seeing a lot of flowchart to code conversion tools which are available either at a less cost or free. But there are tools. There are costly tools which are very specifically made for high-end programming environment and costly usages or bigger projects. But when that comes, programming will become very, very easy. But it is there. But Visio doesn't do that. Okay? Someone has asked, is Visio free? No, Visio is not free. It is, you have to pay the license. Okay. Now, is this clear? Start, stop, get the input, do some logic, calculation, display. That's all we have seen. There are more shapes that we are going to see. Is this clear? Good. Can you please raise the hands? Great. Great. Now, the next thing that I want to show here is, if the number is less than 0, display a message, again go back and then get another number from the user. Okay, that's what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to have one more check here, print another thing over here. Okay, I just want to make one more printing. Display, double click, print, give a number. Okay, give a number. So I introduce a step. So when the program starts, it will first print a message, then user should enter. User enters the number, but in between this processing and other stuff, I want to have one more step. Okay, I can just drag and drop these things. While dragging and dropping, the center is maintained. If you looked at it, it is maintaining the center. That is another use of ease of use in Visio, not in Word or any other place. I want to make a decision. If the number is less than or equal to 0, display a message, go back here. Let the user give another number. Okay. I want to make a decision. If you want to make a decision, diamond symbol is very important. I just take this diamond symbol, put it over there. Okay. In the diamond symbol, right, I just want to make one more text saying that do a condition. If number less than or equal to 0, any decision, the convention is it's in a diamond shape. If number is less than 0, okay, I want to print a message. Take this display once again, right? I double click, print number must be greater than or equal to 0. Try again. This message must be printed. Okay. I want to make an arrow, right? Let me go to the lines. I forgot to. Okay, one more thing is you can also use this symbol. Okay, there's a connector. Okay, right now I'm in the diagram tool. I click the connector. The moment I move over this, it shows the LED thing, and then I connect over there, right? To come back to normal pointer, click on this. If you click this, a connector will appear. You can click one end, you can click on another end. After that, you can come back to the normal, click on this mouse symbol because the mouse will otherwise change. Okay, the moment I click this arrow, you could see my mouse changing to a different shape. To come back to the normal mode, click on this. This is yes. Okay, if number is less than or equal to 0, this if condition is evaluating to true. That means I have to put a text mark over here. Okay, I take the text and then I go over here. Okay, yes, then click on this arrow mark. If this condition is yes, go here. Then I'm taking this arrow once again. Okay, okay, I'm just bringing back over here. Look at this. The ease of use is I want this to go back, right? If this is happening, yes, print the number, go back. Okay, now I did this. Where is the arrow header pointing? Okay, let me just show on 90%. You could see the arrow. Here, the arrow is pointing this direction. Here, in this line, where is the arrow pointing? It's not pointing anywhere. There is no arrow mark over here or no arrow mark here. That means the control has to go from this direction and then connect over here so that it repeats again. How do I do that? I click on that to change the arrow direction. Click on it. Okay. If you click on these arrow directions, it shows line ends. I click on it. Okay. The moment you do that, automatically you could see that. Sorry, I should have pressed it the other way. Okay. Look at this. The arrow end changes. That you could see two arrow marks over here. Now I want to have a text over here. Okay. No. If the condition is not right, If number is greater than 0, go here. If it is less than 0, go this way. If it is greater than 0, go this way. Ideally, if I give this to a programmer, he can write if then else conditions, right? Right? Do you understand this? Can you please raise the hands if it is clear? Decision is a diamond box. Decision has got two things. Is the decision yes? Is the decision no? Or true or false? If it is true, go in one path. If it is false, go in another path. Very simple. Good, I could see many hands raised. Before that, a few questions have come. Someone has asked, can the orientation of the flowchart be changed or landscape? See, it is up to you to draw. You can change the paper type to landscape when you are printing or something. You can change it into the page setup, right? In the page setup, right now it is showing in this way. You can change to portrait or landscape. It is up to you to change it, right? Someone has asked, Visio is used for a lot of other purposes. Yes. For software requirements design, UML diagrams, it has got lot of diagrams in it, but we need to do only limited things within this webinar because it is huge. If we start taking every diagram, we don't have a time. We are taking only flowchart as the fundamental thing, because anybody who comes to the software field must be very clear about the flow charting, right? Many customers even ask flowcharts to be prepared as part of the low-level design or the detailed design, right? Good. In fact, one other person has asked, is it compulsory to use a particular shape for a particular step? It is a convention. Anywhere, for example, I go here, I draw this one, okay? I take this thing and then say, but I say here, display welcome. It doesn't care. Visio doesn't care. It draws the diagram, it shows the text. But the convention is, if you want to make a decision, use diamond. If you want to use display, use this shape. If you want to make a calculation, use this. If you want to make a display, use this. It's a convention, so that anybody in the world understands this language, because it's like a convention all over the place. It is used. Like in India, you have got keep left. It's a convention in the traffic, right? So it's a convention to use that shape for that purpose. Someone has asked, can I do a horizontal flow? Okay, and I'm going to save this. If I save this, it is showing in .vsd. The extension of this will be .vsd. Okay. Now I say basic flowchart. Okay. If you see here, there's a decision making, and if I'm entering, assume a user is given this logic. He enters a number -1. From here it goes back. He enters -2. Again, it control goes back here. Again, he enters -3. It goes back. So this is called a loop. A loop meaning somewhere, if you start from one arrow, one block, you travel through the arrows, it comes back to the same place. I start from this place. I travel through this arrow, and it is taking this path. I am traveling through this arrow. It is coming back to the same place. A loop is nothing but a circular way of traffic, right? Here it is not circular. Again, it is not shape-wise circular, but it starts from one place, traverses in one path, comes back to the same place. That is called a loop. Okay? So Visio diagram is the typical way of representing logic in standardized shapes. Expressing logic in standardized shapes. Is this clear? So what we saw is basic start, stop, display, user input, decision, process. Now, Let us go to some more stuff. I want to draw a diagram where multiple people are involved. For example, a typical logic. Employee opens the intranet portal, he logs in, he goes to the leave form, he applies leave. That form has to be approved by the manager, then user gets a notification. It's a simple thing. Here, there are two people involved. The employee who applies the leave, the manager who approves the leave or rejects the leave. I want to draw a diagram. To draw this kind of a diagram where multiple stages or multiple people are involved, you can use the standardized way also, but there is something else used over here. Now, to do that, new flowchart, okay, there is something called cross-functional flowchart. A cross-functional basic flowchart meaning it starts from the beginning, it just flows down to the end. Within that you can have decisions and repetitions. But when you say cross-functional flowchart, that means multiple people are involved, multiple stages are involved. To do that, you have to choose cross-functional flowchart. Within cross-functional flowchart, again it's the same flowchart thing, but you can choose whether you want to have horizontal layout or vertical layout. Okay. Now I'm saying I need two bands. A band meaning two divisions. I'm choosing vertical. Let me show this how it works. I'm choosing vertical. I'm saying number of bands 2. I click OK. Look here. The moment I put 2, it makes like a table. Okay. I'm just making it to 70%. It's like a table. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just expanding this. I'm expanding this table. Okay. When you do that, there are two functions available. A function, and you could see a dark border in each place. Now I am typing, I click on the header, employee tasks, manager tasks. What employee does, what the manager does. Okay, this is what I want to do. I'm just slowly increasing the width. It is over there. Now let us draw the same diagram, right? In the process name, I could see I'm just typing in the process name, leave application and approval process. How the leave mechanism works, I want to draw. I can draw a simple flowchart also, but the moment you made this kind of cross-functional flowchart, all the tasks appearing over here will be done by the employee, all these tasks will be done by the manager. Now, after that, once you make the layers, then basic flowchart comes. Okay. Now I come over here, start, then I'm doing a process, right? Manual input is the login process. Okay. I double click, log into application, right? The next job is go to, okay, apply leave, right? I want to say apply leave, again another manual input, right? Enter leave details, right? And submit. Okay. Now let us typically draw this flow. From here it comes over here, from here it comes over here. Up to this is fine. Employee does starting, log into the application, enter the leave details and submit. After that, what happens to the flow? That is where now we are coming over here, right? Manager, right? I can do the same thing, right? Copy. You can do cut and paste also, right? All this cut and paste will Control C, Control V, everything will work. I make a control C and control V, it appears over there. Now, right, here I'm saying there's a process. This person make a process, view all pending leave requests. This is doing this. But what is the feeding? Where is the data coming from this view all pending leave requests, right? That is where I'm going to say from here the data will come over there. Right? If you look at here, employee does all these things. The manager also does all these things. When he say view all pending leave requests, information from here will flow this place. Then manager takes a decision, right? A process. He says approve the leave, right? Approve the leave. He takes that information. Okay, once he approves the leave, after that what happens, right? Then he says log out. Log out. Now I'm going to make the connections from here to here, from here to here. Look at the way it is helping me to draw arrows. Now if you see here, what employee does, what manager does, where is the connection happening? It's a very simple fact, right? Only when he submits the leave, the manager has the visibility to that, right? Again, after approving, an email must be sent, right? Then it is going, you can put an arrow from here to go back to the employee saying that it can have multiple layers like this. You can have any number of layers. I could say are functions. Each one is a function. It may be role based, or it may be step 1 or step 2 or step 3 phase based, right? In manufacturing industry, you can say supplier raises invoice, customer receives invoice, customer acknowledges the invoice, notification goes to supplier, right? Customer prepares check, supplier receives the paycheck. So there's an interaction between two set of people. Each one is doing their own job, but there is some interaction, right? Approving the leave is only applicable to the manager, not to the employee. But if I draw in the same diagram, who does what, it will not be very clear. Whereas if you have cross-functional flow chart, it is very clear. Manager does what, employee does what, it is very clear. Where is the linkage? This is the use of cross-functional, right? Now, at some point of time, once this is approved, this information must be stored in the database, okay? If I have to do that, approve the leave, database storage, you have to use data, right? Direct data means disk, right? Sequential data meaning tape kind of a thing. If you want to say the data must be stored in the database, use this diagram, okay? Direct data, right? The cylinder includes the, denotes the volume. Say, store it in TB, right? Again, I should have drawn this arrow from here to here, right? I'm just, sorry. I'm taking the arrow from there. Now I'm drawing the arrow from here to here, right? So if you want to denote the DB, you do this, and you can do rotate also, right? If you want to say this has to be rotated, right? Shape, rotate left. If I do rotate left, it comes like this, right? Then I say shape, rotate right. Then you can change it, flip vertical, right? It can make it everything. It's up to you to change the orientation of every figure, right? Cross-functional flowchart. If you want to have a single person's or a single phase logic, use a simple basic flowchart. If multiple people are involved, multiple stages are involved, use cross-functional flowchart. Is this clear to you all? Can you please raise the hands? Okay. Now, good. Now, how do you like it? If you like it very much, can you please raise the hands? Very simple tool, very effective tool. Great. Great. Good. Very good. Now, I am open to questions within this portion, because the flow chart, all said and done, it will look very easy. If I am asking you to, okay, write a flow chart for calculating the factorial, you have to write the logic and you have to draw the diagram. You have to practice. It comes with a little bit of practice. Someone has asked a question, in what ways I can store this? Okay, if I go to files, I save this as a, if you click on this save this as, then you can see it can be stored as a XML, it can be stored as HTML, right? There are a lot of formats he has given. It can be stored as a Windows bitmap file or a TIFF file or a PNG file. Okay, I want to store it as a web file. Okay, let me, this cannot be directly saved as a doc file, but you can cut and paste that image. Now I am storing it as a HTML page. It is in my documents. Okay, it will open up a browser. In the browser you could see now the same page, it needs ActiveX control. So if you say allowed blocked content of the ActiveX controls, look here, like Google Maps, you can increase that, right? You can increase the size, get the granularity. Now wherever you are moving this, right, you could see a red bar on the right hand side, which area you are viewing, right? So you can literally view it on a HTML page. So this can be exported to HTML page straight away. At the same time, it can be made as a picture, and that picture can be included in the doc file. Okay. I think there are trial versions available. Somebody has asked whether it's a trial version, but you need to check it with Microsoft. What is the version of this Visio that I am using? This is Visio 2003. Okay, this is Visio 2003. Any other question? All these features are available in all the Visio versions. The latest version is definitely good on Windows 2007 also, but you have to get the license, right? Good. Basically, this is someone has asked, how can I denote an email, sending an email? Okay, it's very simple. Does it involve a manual input? Use this symbol, right? Is it purely processing a data? Use this symbol, right? Is it a disk? Use this. Is it a tape? Use this, right? This card and all is not used nowadays, right? Card, paper, tape, these are all not used nowadays because those are all outdated, right? Any printout it is giving, use this document. A printout, it is coming out, use this document, right? Suppose you have got multiple pages in the Visio diagram, right? From one page to another page, you have got so many things which cannot be fit into the page. This is called off-page connector, right? Okay, connector, I put over the connector over here. Okay, for example, after logging out, where should I go? I can always say after logging out, this is connector. Okay, I can give a name to this connector. Okay, I can double click. Now you can have another page. Insert a new page. Okay, page 2. A new page comes. Okay, in this new page you can have another connector. Okay, you can have another connector over here. You can give a name. Okay, sorry, you can give a name and then give an arrow the previous page. Okay, the reason why you need to do that is if there are multiple shapes available, you will not be in a position to refer which diagram you are going to, right? There is something within a page. If you want to have connector, there is something called on page connector, there is something called off page connector. Okay. Someone has given asked, if user is giving again and again as per this loop, good catch, as per this loop, it is going infinitely. Do this only 3 times. If the user is entering more than 3 times, stop, right? For that, there is something called a loop limit. Okay, there is a diagram loop limit. I'm just putting it over here, right? Stop loop after 3 times. Okay. So this symbol is for a loop limit. So there is something called loop limit. So this loop, if the user is entering a number which is less than or equal to 0, it will execute 3 times, then it will stop. Okay. Okay, great. Any other question? Someone has asked, can we fill color? Okay. Same like Word, right click, format, okay. Format, fill. What is the color you want to fill? I want to fill with this color. It appears. Again, font color you can change, okay. I want to change the font color over here. Right click, select the font, format the text. For that text, what is the color you want? You can change. Now the text color change. So filling everything is like our Microsoft Word. Okay. A metric and US systems is only in terms of unit of measurement. Shapes wise nothing changes. Okay. Someone has asked, why is this grid given? The grid is given to make sure that your alignment is correct. Otherwise, you will not know where the alignments are. So it's better to have the grid so that you will know the flowchart is fully aligned. Same like PowerPoint and Microsoft Word, you can download a lot of templates or backgrounds and then you can include into the library of this. So usability wise, if someone knows how to, okay, someone has asked, show me how can I save this into my Microsoft Word. There are 2 ways. Easiest way is save this page as a PNG file, okay. PNG file, okay. I'm saving this page, okay. This is saved as a PNG file. Now I open Microsoft Word. Open the Word, and in the Word you can insert picture from the file, and I think we have done it in my documents, right? Okay, in my documents we have made some pictures. Okay, yeah, that's the picture. It appears right there, and this is made as a picture. So save it as a picture, insert as a picture into Microsoft Word. It is that easy. Okay. Good. Same like multiple pages in Word or Excel, you can have in multiple pages. Only thing is you have to give the connector. Just now we have seen that part. Good. Very good to meet these people. There are some more questions which are coming, like how can I make class diagrams, sequence diagrams. Again, this session is meant only for flow charts, and tomorrow's is for UI design, and day after tomorrow for architecture. We will be coming through that class diagrams maybe in another webinar, but not in this webinar series. Okay. Thanks a lot, and for all the people who have attended this session, Happy New Year, belated Happy New Year wishes, and we will connect tomorrow. Okay. Thanks. Bye.